God bless you. Elijah Bamidele Holo is my name. Quickly, I want to release this revelation that God showed to me. And this revelation, this message concerns the Federal Republic of Nigeria, concerns the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The Lord said, I should give this message to you, that you should release Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu. I have been speaking for this man for many years. I gave a prophecy in 2026 on the 26th of December 2020. I saw this man being arrested and betrayed for a pot of porridge. Not up to how many months he was arrested. The Lord said I should tell the federal government of Nigeria to release Nnamdi Kanu. He has dwelt so long in that prison. God said it is time for his freedom. Let him go. The reason why God is saying this is because God said he has heard his cry. His tears has gone to heaven. And heaven is about to act on behalf of this young man. God said that federal government should release him now, not tomorrow, now. Why? Because I saw tears in Aso Rock. I saw terrible tears in Aso Rock. I saw fire here, I saw fire here, I saw fire everywhere, fire. And people were running. God said I should tell the federal government to release Nnamdi Kanu now, because he is about to turn his back and is about to cross his hand. God says he's about to cross his hand because of Nnamdi Kanu. What offense has they committed that any other person has not committed in this country? That man was a prophet saying to the igbo, but they never believed him. They never believed him. It is time for you people to let this man go. Because what happened between Pharaoh and his soldiers and the children of Israel at the Red Sea is about to take place in Nigeria. I am only a prophet. I am not a tribalistic person. I am not a politician. I am not a politician. I do not belong to any political party. Even though I gave a prophecy that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was going to become the president of Nigeria, I gave that prophecy from 2019 to 2023. Every year I was giving that prophecy because God was showing it to me. When it was time for election, I still did not vote for APC. I still did not vote for the president of Nigeria. I voted my conscience. As at that 2023, I voted my conscience. What was my conscience? Labour Party. Mr. Peter Obi was my conscience, and I voted for him. Even though I knew that Peter Obi was not going to be allowed to sit on the seat. I said all those things I said them that time. Please, since you say it's difficult for you to allow an Igbo man to rule Nigeria, give them biafra and let them go. Let Nnamdi Kanu go. Because spirits are angry. Spirits are angry. The Spirit of God is angry. The spirit in the land are angry. Spirits are angry everywhere. War. Spiritual war is about to take place. And I saw tears in Aso Rock. Read my lips. I saw tears in Aso Rock. Terrible tears in Aso Rock. You can insult me or no challenge you. I cannot give a prophecy and that prophecy will not come to pass. Because I will not say what God did not say to me. Insult me, but make sure you save this video because what I'm saying now will definitely come to pass. Tears in Aso Rock because of one man, Nnamdi Kanu. Let this man go. Enough is enough. He has suffered enough. Forgive him whatever you think he might have done that is annoying you. Let him go. Why am I saying this, Mr. President? You are a good man. There are still some good element inside you. As a big this element because Nigeria is going through a lot. Since you became the president of Nigeria, Nigeria has never had peace. Nigeria has been going through different kind of tears, cry everywhere, economic hardship everywhere. I know there are still some good elements in you, Mr. President. You are a good man. Please exhibit those elements. Make Nigerians happy. Release Nnamdi Kanu.
Where since the day of Fela Nicola Pokuti has identified Nigeria, government as a magician, and we call their activities as a government magic, turn a blue into black. Maybe this is what you are witnessing in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, because of this unending, lingering, legal battle since 2020 when the man suffered illegal, a kidnapping from Kenya to Nigeria, and he has been subjected to continuous ruling in the court of law that we have not seen the end of it. Is this not a strategy, to kill the man gradually?
Yes, I think the little one we are seeing now was a result of the presence of one of the strongest men on earth, who happens to become the president of United States of America. A kind of mounting pressure from the U.S. That led them to start, this kind of retrial, or trying to add some speed to it. under, George James Omotosho. But the real fact, according to IPOB intelligence, who were able to uncover a secret vault entered with the Fulanis concerning Nnamdi Kanu a slow motion trial. Apart from what we are seeing now under James Omotosho, they intended to keep Nnamdi Kanu there for 10, 15, 20 years or thereabout, if not the presence of this man, because I think at a point there might be forceful intervention of the world leader to rescue Nnamdi Kanu at the end of the day. But we must look at it very clearly. We will notice that there's some internal sabotage finger towards some eastern governors, especially who have the likes of Hopus or the Ojus or Carlo. This man from who happens to be minister now, a former governor of Imo State, and other people who are working from behind, because we saw what Nnamdi Kanu told them after the last meeting they went under the late Professor Ben Nwabeze, who actually spearheaded that meeting. Nnamdi Kanu met his stand on the issue of airport restructuring, creating a seaport, and doing some other things, at least to show a sense of belonging to his people. Unfortunately, these people never reported the resolution of that meeting to the federal government. What they did now was to go back behind the scene and re-strategize on how to carry out illegality against Nnamdi Kanu, which has actually now backfired. And towards the end of Buhari's government, the IPOB's intelligence keep on getting a lot of information, and we are seeing this information, was a secret one done by these people just because of their selfish interest, and just because they want to be relevant, because they want to be politicians, seen as politicians, and they want to be seen, at that level of the federal level, negotiating their own cake, without having any soft spot for the people who actually, sent them there or not. But Nnamdi Kanu, the secret, what we are hearing now is very damaging, how Nnamdi Kanu, who has been winning his cases, at the point of reality on ground, and we are seeing lawyers are being changed, there has been a kind of, struggle over who is going to be the lead counsel of Nnamdi Kanu. I would have been told, actually, Nnamdi Kanu, as intelligent as he is, has every right to determine who is going to be at the head of his legal team, concerning the battle he's facing with the federal government on, of course, charges that was leveled against him and the criminality that took place in Kenya, if I can put it that way. But if you look at these people now, a Geoffrey, you are looking at a Jimako, you are looking at Maxwell, you are looking at Mike Ozakome, we are looking at, Kanu Agambi, to where we are presently now. What actually transpired? Can them come out and tell us briefly why is it the exclusion or the dismissal, let me just put it that way, of Mike Ozakome and Ifeanyi, after they have achieved some level of success, where were they actually being removed? Is there anything, is there any kind of compromise? Because, currently now, Nnamdi Kanu is kept in solitary confinement, and why are we seeing this slow motion trial, resurfacing again, even after James Omotosho appeared and told the whole world that, look, I'm going to speed this issue, that Nnamdi Kanu does not want, this kind of trial because he have not actually done anything. But the same people, I don't know how they're going to stand the reality when it comes, when it faces them on any moment from now. Because from what we are hearing now, a lot of things are being tied, against them. And if care is not taken, they will be imagined. It will be unbelievable on their own side when Nnamdi Kanu will be suddenly be released, without their consent or without their approval. And that's where he's heading to. When we see these erudite lawyers, yes, Nnamdi Kanu currently now enjoys a fortified legal team. There's no doubt about it. But we must also ask questions, presently. Who is who? among Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's legal team? And why is it that, we are not seeing Aloy Ejimako being the lead counsel of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Why are we seeing, Agambi, Kanu Agambi, playing a kind of role also Michael Zokome played in the past? These are questions we keep on asking, and any other plan against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in that regard would not even be allowed to have any space currently now as I'm talking to you.
In the first place, these people, this lawyer, this legal luminary, they are not doing this thing for free. If they may not be charged up to what they're supposed to charge, but who are the people that are responsible for their, a service?
Yes, I can tell you, there are alleged manipulations of the Eastern governors and some Eastern politicians who are not comfortable with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's growing popularity, his influence all over the world, and the only way they can do it, is to continue this hit and run trial, on daily basis, slowly, so that, and it got to a point that it will be believed that unfortunately it will not happen. This slow motion trial, they are about embarking on now, and we need to expose them, cannot lead to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's death. And if they should not even think it at all, they should not even imagine it, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not come out from detention. I'm challenging them not to think about, because the force that is going to remove Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to destroy Aso Rock. I'm telling you honestly, it's going to be unimaginable. What will happen in Aso Rock will be very, very unbelievable. There's a prophecy concerning that. There has been appeal, both nationally and internationally, to release an innocent man. And we can see what is actually happening. That a soldier have come out to allege the plan that they do not want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu released because they will not be relevant in the eastern part of the country. Nobody's going to talk to them anymore. Nobody's going to associate with them again. Because the reality of what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stood for has become something that every tribe, every region in Nigeria has come to embrace. Once the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started this agitation, a lot of regions in this country never believed it, but gradually now they are seeing the reality of a man who decided to champion an unpopular cause just to save his own people. And that is the direction it's going. There's no two ways about it. The Christians, we are seeing how Christians are being killed. Nobody's saying anything. We are seeing, an orchestrated, a calculated, a well-planned agenda on the continuous disaliving of people in Nigeria, Christian. I think to an extent, the international community has always responded to that, and we are expecting a kind of action to be taken, and no action is being taken. But they don't know actually how these things that are happening is being documented on daily basis, and when it will get to a point that it will be used against the Nigerian state and those who are actually involved in that criminality in Kenya, in that criminality that brought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to DSS detention.
I ask questions about people that are bankrolling this legal service. I want to know who are the people that are responsible for it. So we know, are they the one that determine who we go and who will come in? Because we talk about how some lawyer that has been achieving some important thing has been chased away. Then we are seeing some other native. So who are the people that are paying for it, and how did they determine who will come in?
I think to an extent, from what we gathered, Nnamdi Kanu has the sole responsibility to pick anything that is going to be at least be at his part of his legal team, either to head it or be at the background, as the case may be. Nnamdi Kanu has that sole right. But most of all, convictions might come, influence might come from family, influence might come from influential people around him who has already been compromised, who are not able to, give him out the accurate information of what is happening, or might be compromised somewhere to feed on him, at the end of the day. And you can see it, continually, that IPOB is well-to-do organization that can take care of whatever expenses that's going to come from, the illegal challenges Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is facing. They don't need to seek any political support or funding from international community, from anybody, to keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu trial on the path of justice. The IPOB is equal to the task, and IPOB is everybody is IPOB. Every Biafran is an IPOB person. So it means, you know, the 1 naira and a grandmother contributes to Biafran struggle, you know, can be also be used to maintain his legal battle, and that is what it is. But with the personalities that are involved in trying to make defenses for him, you know, and protect him, are being alleged to have compromised to an extent. You know, we are seeing another retrial. Nnamdi Kanu is supposed not to stand in any form of retrial, but we will say that is on the failure on the side of his legal team presently now, or you know, the influence of the so-called politicians at the end of the day. You know, that's another thing. But all said and done, I think to an extent, if Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not having the listening ear of these politicians and decided to do the right thing, given the pressure that is coming from all quarters, that might actually affect him if care is not taken any moment from now, is to get the Attorney General. And I think to an extent that's what we saw in the last 2 court appearances of Nnamdi Kanu, you know, trying to get the attorney to withdraw. The federal government is withdrawing their case. They are no longer interested in that case. But the last court appearance, you know, shows another angle of the reality on ground. Maybe they are at it again. But I can tell you, you know, the man you are seeing there, Nnamdi Kanu, you know, is another person that he cannot predict. Any moment from now, if he senses anything, you know, unfortunately, I think, you know, he's going to let the world know what is actually going on. We don't want any influence of the family interrupting with what Nnamdi Kanu consciousness actually admits, as far when it comes to this issue of, you know, setting him free from that illegal DSS detention.
You're about to go. October 10 is far, and it's not even too far. But what is your expectation on October 10? What do you expect from Justice James Omotosho with the last, court hearing? Do you see any serious thing?
Nnamdi Kanu is not outside, you know. He's not reporting from the court to court from home or from any location. You know, he's being kept somewhere enveloped. You know, those who are actually supposed to be in networking, engaging in all forms of, interventions, you know, diplomatically and otherwise, are his legal team. You know, they are the ones that we are supposed to be holding responsible to what will happen next. But the thing is that, you know, above all, it still lies within, because this is a matter the Supreme Court, as at that time, returned back to the appeal court, say this matter has been determined under Yanko. Now we are hearing another thing, you know, the trial again, you know. So, and you know that some of these things was achieved under Michael Zokome, and of course, you know, Ifeanyi, you know, Ejimofo, or what they call him. You understand? So we are seeing another retrial again, and this is people are no longer comfortable with it. You know, people are showing their reservations of what is actually going on. I think within this space now, I think this legal team can still be able to engage themselves and see how they are going to put this thing to the last lap and let Nnamdi Kanu be freed. Because if we get to that point of October 10th, which is expected that the announcement should be made and Nnamdi Kanu should be released on October 10th, then are we going to see that happen actually under this present presiding judge, James Omotosho? And of course, with what everybody is talking about, you know, pressure and everywhere, can actually Bola Ahmed Tinubu do that, irrespective of whoever, and do the right thing by setting Nnamdi Kanu or ordering his release from DSS?
Thank you very much.